I want to talk about how you could emigrate to another country and earn £100,000 per year without any risks. This video is a bilingual video. 我想講關於你點樣可以移民去第二個國家，並且每一年賺100萬港元，而且係毫無風險嘅。呢個係一個雙語嘅短片。I have lived in several places including the UK, Japan, Thailand, Spain and Hong Kong. I have also travelled the world. 我係住過不同地方，包括英國、日本、泰國、西班牙同埋香港，而且我係環遊過世界嘅。If you like this video, please remember to give it the thumbs up and subscribe. 如果你喜歡呢個短片，請你俾我一個喜歡同埋訂閱。Let's start by talking about the London property market. Many houses in London are worth £1.5 million. Now, if you own a property worth £1.5 million, or you own several properties worth £1.5 million, then it's very easy for you to earn £100,000 per year. If you don't have £1.5 million, don't be disheartened, because what I am about to say would probably help you to retire earlier. 首先講返香港嘅樓市啦，咁香港有好多樓啊係價值1500萬港元嘅。咁如果你係擁有一個價值1500萬港元嘅物業嘅話，或者你係擁有幾個物業係價值1500萬港元嘅話咧，咁其實你係好容易賺到100萬，每年賺100萬嘅。咁如果你係冇1500萬嘅話咧，你亦都唔需要灰心，因為我接下嚟想講嘅嘢咧，可能可以幫到你早啲退休。So, suppose you have a property worth £1.5 million. You could rent it out. The rental income would roughly equal 3% of the property value. So, 3% of £1.5 million would be £45 million. In addition, on average, the value of the property increases by 3% per year. So that's another £45,000. So in total, your wealth increases by £90,000. So this £90,000 is close to the £100,000 I mentioned earlier on. 咁如果你假設你真係有一個價值1500萬港元嘅物業咧，咁你可以租出去，咁你每年係有個租金，而呢個租金咧係嗰個房地產價格嘅3%。咁1500萬嘅3%就係等於45萬港元。另外，平均每年你嗰個物業嘅增值亦都係嗰個房地產價格嘅3%。咁即係另外仲有45萬港元，即係總共咧，你每年係可以賺到90萬港元，而呢90萬港元咧，就係接近我頭先所講嘅100萬港元。So you rent out your property, and what do you do next? Well, you could live in one of these 5 countries: Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, Turkey, or Mexico. Now, if you live in one of these 5 countries, you could live a comfortable life for £800. So that is going to be £10,000 per year. 咁好啦，你將你嘅物業租咗出去啊，咁下一步會點呢？咁你咪移民去馬來西亞、泰國、越南、土耳其或者墨西哥咯。咁你住呢幾個國家咧，每個月嘅消費係大概係8000蚊港元，咁亦都好舒服噶啦。咁換句説話嚟講，就係每一年嘅消費咧係10萬蚊港元。I said earlier on that your income is going to be £90,000 and your expenditure is £10,000. So £90,000 minus £10,000 is £80,000. £80,000 is roughly 5% of £1.5 million. Therefore, your wealth is increasing by 5% per year, and at that rate, you will double your assets in 15 years. How do I know? Because if you key in 1.05 to the power 15 on your phone, the answer is 2 point something. That means that at a rate of, if the growth rate is 5%, then you double your money in 15 years. So if you have £1.5 million today, you will have £3 million in 15 years' time. 好啦，咁頭先我講到就係話咧，你喺呢幾個國家住咧，每年嘅消費係10萬蚊，但係你嘅收入係90萬嘅。咁90萬減10萬蚊就等於80萬。咁80萬咧係1500萬嘅5%。咁如果你按照呢個增長每年5%嘅話咧，咁你15年後咧就係你個資產就會係雙倍㗎啦。咁我點知道係咁樣咧？因為如果你喺你個手機輸入1.05嘅15次，咁你嘅答案就係2點乜乜乜乜乜乜。咁即係話咧，如果你按照一個5%嘅增長咧，你15年後咧，你個資產就會係雙倍啦。咁如果你今天係有1500萬港元嘅話咧，咁你喺15年後咧，呢個1500萬就會變成3000萬港元。Now let's talk about the rate of inflation. Let's suppose that the rate of inflation is 4%. 1.04 to the power 18 would equal 2 point something. That means that prices double every 18 years, right? That means that you beat inflation. 好啦，我哋講翻個通貨膨脹啦。咁如果假設通貨膨脹率係4%嘅話咧，咁1.04嘅18次咧就等於2點乜乜乜乜乜。咁即係話咧，每18年咧，所有嘅價格都會係雙倍嘅價錢嘅。咁如果你按照呢個方案嚟講咧，你係跑贏嗰個通貨膨脹嘅。I said earlier on, what would you do if you don't have £1.5 million? Well, let's suppose that you have £300,000 in assets. Well, in that case, you are better off living in one of these 5 countries because it's very difficult to live in a developed country. If it's difficult to retire in a developed country if you have £300,000. 咁我剛才講過啦，咁如果你係冇1500萬咧，咁啊點算咧？咁如果你有300萬港元咧，咁又點咧？咁如果你有300萬港元嘅話咧，其實你去我頭先所講嗰5個國家住咧，係比較容易啲嘅，因為如果你係擁有300萬港元嘅話咧，其實喺一個發達嘅國家係基本上好難退休嘅。So if you're going to move to another country, you need to worry about learning a foreign language. If you choose to move to Malaysia, you won't need to learn another language if you already speak English or Chinese or both. 好啦，講到個語言外語先啦。咁如果你係選擇去馬來西亞嘅話咧，如果你係已經識英文或者中文或者係兩樣咧，咁你其實係無需要學一個新嘅語言嘅。If you're going to go to Turkey, I think that you can get by using English. However, I do suggest that if you're going to stay in Turkey long term, then you would have to learn the Turkish language. 如果你選擇土耳其嘅話咧，咁就其實用英文咧亦都可以嘅，但係我就提議你，如果你長期住喺土耳其咧，你就需要學呢個土耳其話啦。Next, I'm going to talk about Thailand. Those of you who are watching this video may think that I've been reading a lot of information on the internet and I'm just regurgitating the whole thing to you, and I have absolutely no experience. So I just want to demonstrate that I can speak Thai. 講返泰國啦，咁你好多人睇呢個短片咧，可能會覺得我係只不過係喺網上睇咗好多資料，而我係喺呢度再重複俾你哋聽嘅。咁其實咧就我咧就想證明俾你睇，我係識講泰文嘅。So Thai has 5 tones, and it's not related to English or Chinese. 泰文咧就有5個音調嘅，同埋泰文咧同英文或者中文咧係毫無關係嘅。ผมไปประเทศไทยครั้งแรกเมื่อ20 ปีที่แล้วตอนนั้นผมก็พูดภาษาไทยไม่ได้แต่ผมคิดว่าภาษาไทยตลกมากๆผมก็เลยเสิร์ชเพลงไทยแล้วก็ฟังเพลงไทยที่บ้านทุกครั้งที่ไปประเทศไทยผมก็ไปร้องเพลงไทยแล้วก็ผมก็มีเพื่อนไทยเยอะและภายใน1 ปีผมก็สามารถพูดภาษาไทยได้และผมก็อ่านภาษาไทยได้ด้วยผมคิดว่าถ้าเกิดว่าคุณมีกำลังใจคุณก็สามารถเรียนภาษาไทยภายใน1 ปีและผมชอบประเทศไทยเพราะว่าผมชอบว่ายน้ำ Okay, so now let's talk about Vietnamese language. Okay, so Vietnamese language has 6 tones. Vietnamese and Chinese share many cognate words, so it's very easy for Chinese speakers to learn Vietnamese. 我講越南文啦，越南文就有6個音調嘅，咁中文同埋越南文咧就有好多同源字嘅，咁如果你係一個識中文嘅人咧，你學越南文咧會係比較容易啲嘅。Mình đã đến Việt Nam nhiều lần. Học tiếng Việt thật sự là thử thách. Mình nghĩ phát âm tiếng Việt rất khó. Mình có thể đọc tiếng Việt vì tiếng Việt có rất nhiều từ hàng Việt. Nhưng nói tiếng Việt khó hơn. Mình muốn giải thích cho các bạn lý do tại sao mình thích sống ở Việt Nam. Đồ ăn Việt Nam lành mạnh và người Việt rất thân thiện. Mình cũng thích bãi biển đẹp. Khi nào hết dịch, mình sẽ đến Việt Nam một lần nữa. Right, so if you're an English speaker, no, let's just say you don't like to learn a tonal language, then it's far easier to learn Spanish. And Spanish is obviously related to English. 如果你係唔想學一個有音調嘅語言咧，咁你學西班牙文咧會比較容易啲，而且西班牙文同埋英文咧就有好多都有關係嘅。El español es un idioma muy fácil si ya sabes hablar inglés. Estudié el francés en la escuela secundaria, por lo tanto, el español no es difícil para mí. He estado estudiando español por 3 meses. He estado en México solo una vez. Y me gustaría vivir en México. Okay, so if you have any comments, please leave them below. 如果你有任何留言咧，你可以喺下邊寫俾我。